This is She Goes Beyond, and I'm your host, Victoria Fregis. Here we're dedicated to changing the status quo and building a powerful community of women who can do it all. Who says you only have to be one thing? So grab your rod or your bow and tune in to the stories of women who love the same things that you do. You never know, you might just meet your next best friend. This episode feels like a warm hug because I'm joined by the incredibly kind, genuine, and all around lovely Dori Sell. Dori is the type of woman you instantly feel at home with, the kind of friend we all need in our lives. She's a true girl's girl who's just as comfortable getting her hands dirty on the boat or in the woods or out with her chickens and bees as she is showing up with heart and authenticity in everything she does. We talk about life, walleye fishing, relationships, chicken momming, and beekeeping. If you need a breath of fresh air and a convo that's good for the soul, this one's for you. Welcome, Dori Sell. Record on here. It's like a whole thing.
A whole kit and caboodle.
A whole kit and caboodle. Well, Dori, we've been talking for so long, and I feel like I'm just so excited to just get to like chit chat and pick your brain about some stuff.
Ask away.
Ask away. Well, first of all, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you're here.
Me too.
Let's start with the broad question that I think I ask everyone, but how and when did you fall in love with the outdoors?
Oh, okay. So I grew up with obviously my dad and my mom very much like, oh, you're bored? Go outside. Like, I don't care if you're picking up sticks, you're picking berries, pick up dog poop, like go outside and find something to do. Like the sun is up, so you're not allowed to be in the house. So that's kind of like where it started. Um, And I grew up like hunting and fishing with my dad. So my dad always said like, "Oh, I want boys. Like I want boys, I want boys." Well, he was blessed with three girls that all like to hunt and fish. So I think he got the
Yeah,
winning hand on that one, but it was always one of those things where it was like, "Oh, what are we doing this weekend? Like where are we fishing?" And when hunting season would roll around, it's like, "When is it my turn up north?" kind of thing. So just
yeah.
kind of forever been doing it. And then I found Jimmy, and obviously he grew up doing it too. And then we double income, no kids other than the dog. Yeah, we get
Same,
to do all fun stuff.
right? Right? Same over here. We've got the same thing. So tell me how it's evolved though. So like have you always bow hunted? Have you always been into fishing? Like,
Yeah, so I grew up walleye fishing. That's, I think, where my love from it comes. And Jimmy has recently, like in the past couple of years, gotten into musky fishing. And he's like, "You'll understand it once you hook into one." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." But like walleyes have my heart right now, and they probably forever will. Like, don't get me wrong, I will go musky fishing. I will cast all day, hang out on the boat, talk his ear off because I'm very good at that. But yeah, I grew up fishing. I grew up going gun hunting, so it was because my dad didn't have boys. He was stuck bringing us girls up, but we each had our own weekend. And because my birthday's in November on opening like weekend in Wisconsin, I always got to go up opening weekend. My second or my first sister Naomi, the middle child, got to go up Thanksgiving weekend, and then Maya, my youngest sister, would go up Black Powder. So it was like three consecutive weekends in a row that he would just rotate us out. And my mom was like, "Okay, have fun. I'll be
right.
here with the other two." So, and it's just kind of, I never really stopped. So
Yeah.
I picked up bow hunting once. My dad bought my first bow for me. It was, what was it? It was a diamond.
Mhm.
And so I shot that, got a few deer under my belt. I missed a really big buck and I was kind of salty about it. Probably like a 140, like the within the first 3 years of me starting. And I was like, you know what? I obviously clearly need to like practice some more. And it was one of those things where I had only practiced 25 yards because I didn't want to push it. And then this buck was at 30, which in hindsight isn't that far, but I was like, or he came in to 25, I missed him, and then he sat at 30. And Jimmy's like, "Okay, just like raise your pin a little bit more." I was like trying to walk me through, and I was like, "Nope, I missed him. Like he gets to live to see another day." And he's like, "But you can do it. Like I know you can do it." And we're like bickering back and forth in the stand. And I let him walk because I was like, I don't feel comfortable with the people would not do that. So like props to you. And I was like, I don't want to wound an animal. Like if I'm taking an animal, I want to make sure it's ethically, there we go. Um, and yeah. So, and then we moved away and we were traveling for his job for a while, living in a camper and moving like state to state. And then once we got home, we really just like dove back into all of our hobbies because when we were traveling, he was working like 70-ish hour work weeks, and I was going to school online and working full time as well. So it was like when we were together, but like he only had like Sundays off. So it was like we don't, and we would bounce around so much, it was hard to plan like, oh, we're gonna go hunt this state or that state with one day. So we really didn't. Like we'd come home for opening of gun hunting, but that was about it. But we've been home 5 or 6 years now, and we've just, like I said, dove right back in and picked up right where we left off. So,
Yeah. What'd you go to school for?
marketing.
Marketing, which is why you're so good at that.
Thank you.
Love that. Okay, that's super cool. I am curious. Okay, well, first of all, I want to step back. I'm very impressed with you as well
Well,
because I feel like I would have been, I don't know what I would have done actually. I feel like I would have absolutely tried to shoot again, but in the same breath, you're like, okay, I just missed. I'm clearly not, you know, ready for this or, whatever, mentally, physically, whatever it may have been. But I think that's good. It's good to remember too to like just make sure that you are 100% ready when you're for any situation that may come to you. So what did you do going forward then to like prep yourself?
practice, practice, practice. I made sure that I was practicing with distractions. I was practicing shooting my bow sitting down, standing up, like those awkward angles. Just like practicing my freaking heart out, basically. Like day in and day out. And obviously that stopped a little bit when we were out of state and living in a camper. But when we got home, it was practice, practice, practice. So, and
Yeah.
we still do that now. So we just moved. We have 2.5 acres, which is incredible. And we can practice, like we were practicing shooting 65 yards just to be comfortable and make sure that, like, if you can shoot at 65, you should be able to shoot like freaking perfectly at 30 and 25 and 35 and just like doing the different distances. And we try to make it like date night because we have one of those dice targets. So we roll it and we play like horse with it basically. And whoever gets to, I think it's 21. Yeah, 21. We'll do points or we'll play horse kind of thing. And whoever
Yeah.
loses to make dinner. So we just make it's just fun because you can get home from work and we don't have to worry about neighbors because our neighbors are cows now. Uh, and we just get to like fart around and hang out and it's pretty awesome. So
Aw. I love that for you. We also have acreage and don't have to really, we don't see neighbors at all.
no,
So I can resonate with that. I'm happy for you.
me too. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. I also completely agree with the if you can shoot at 65 yards or those longer distances, you're going to be a dead shot at those 20, 25, 30 yard shots that you're going to have to take.
Yeah. And I've noticed I'm really spot on with my 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 is what I shot my big buck at. Anything over that, I mean, it's still good. It would still be a dead deer, but I'm just not as confident at that 60, 65 mark yet, that I want to be. Not that, so I'm just not going to take that shot if that opportunity arises until I'm ready because like I said, I don't want to wound a deer.
Yeah, right. It's hard too if you think about it. Like, I don't know like what stand you're hunting out of, but if you're in the middle of the woods, you're not getting a 65-yard shot. Like, unless you're over a food plot in the middle of the woods. But like, I would
Yeah.
never be able to take a 65-yard shot at a deer. I just wouldn't have the option.
Yeah, we've got one piece that we might be able to, not might, we can do that just because it's like a soybean or a cornfield depending on the year.
Yeah.
But we also within the last 2 years have been hunting a lot of public as well because that piece that we have is kind of hit or miss depending on what's planted.
Mhm.
So we're not taking a ton of long shots like that either, which is nice because like I said, I definitely feel more comfortable with those closer shots.
Yeah. Still good to practice those long
Yeah.
ones.
Oh, 100%. And if I can get out of making dinner, then so be it. That's even better.
Anything to get out of anything house related.
Yep.
So tell me what bow you have now.
So I shoot the Matthews Prima. I'm up to 46 pounds, which was last year I had jacked it up and I was shooting 35 and I was very good. I shot my bear with 35, had a complete pass through, shot my big whitetail, complete pass through, and a bunch of like does and like little bucks as well. But I was like, I can do this. I'm strong. And it quickly humbled me.
Yeah, well, you also, I feel like you're stronger than you think you are too. Like I think I've been stuck at like 40, it was like 43 pounds, I think is what I was at for like forever. I don't think I've ever upped the poundage on my original bow. And then I just bought a new bow and now I'm shooting 50, but I'm gonna be honest, wow, it's freaking hard.
Yeah, that's how I feel with 46 because I think like a shot 35 for so long, it
Yeah.
was like I could do it hot, I could do it cold, and now it's like when it's colder, I'm like, oh, I get like a handful of reps instead of like 30, 40 reps that I can do when it's warm out. But that's if
Yeah.
I just fill my tag early, then I don't have to worry about
September buck we go.
it.
What broadheads are you using?
I'm using the Montec M3s.
Okay. Are those
They're
expandables?
no, they're a fixed blade.
Okay.
So
That's amazing that you pulled back 35 pounds and you had complete pass-throughs on
yeah.
deer. I mean, you must have made fantastic shots.
Yeah, the stars align for sure on that one. Because I looked at Jimmy after I shot my bear, my black bear, and I was like, oh my God, I could puke. Because I was like, it happened so fast that I almost like blacked out. And I'm like, did I hit him? And he's like, oh yeah, like he recorded it. So he like went back and he's like, no, that was like a complete pass through. And I was like, oh my God, like how cool is that? I thought I could do it, but then to turn around and actually do it, I feel like are two different things, especially with like a lower poundage like that. So,
Mm, yeah, that is amazing. I was just watching a YouTube video on just like shooting a bow in general, and the guy was saying to help with you can't ever put yourself in the right position, right? To like be ready for that shot when it comes down to it. But he said that he runs laps around his yard and then will stand and try to shoot his bow because it has that adrenaline. You get like that adrenaline rush from running. And I'm like, oh, I've never even thought about that. That's not a bad idea.
yeah, that's like Cam Hanes, like his big thing
Oh,
is like
yeah.
run, lift, shoot, and I'm like that totally makes sense because then your heart rate's up and like you're all jacked, and then that's
Right.
no different than buck fever, or deer fever when they come
Right.
walking through. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, super cool. Okay, they actually just this is perfect. Let's go into your bear hunt last year. You waited 13 years for that tag. One,
yeah.
tell me why it took so long. Like, did it just happen that way, or did you like decide not to draw before?
So with Wisconsin, you have different units. And so I was in unit B. And for whatever reason, they were like, oh no, like it takes like a minimum of 10. And so I didn't draw at 10. And then I didn't draw at 11. Yeah, 11. And then at 12, I could have drew. But then, so every other year here in Wisconsin, dogs run first or sitters go first. And so you get a week of like if you're running dogs a week of before like uninterrupted hunting with dogs before sitters go out. And so we wanted to run dogs because our buddies had dogs and they said that they would run it for me, which I had never done before. And I was like, absolutely, I can appreciate a working dog. Like, how fun. I just like, I don't want any dogs to get hurt kind of thing. And they're like, no, 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 it'll be totally fine. And so I didn't draw at 12 because it was sitters first that year. And then so I drew at 13.
Okay, so that's funny because I actually thought it was gonna be opposite. I thought you wouldn't have drawn on 12 because it was dogs and you didn't want dogs. Because you shot it out of a stand, didn't you? Or did you end up
I
shooting?
did.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I did. So we ran dogs and I took off of work for 3 days. So it opens on a Wednesday. So I took Wednesday off. So we ran dogs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Didn't fill my tag. I went back to work Monday through Friday. We made a game time decision Friday night or like Friday at lunch to go back up to that unit. And then we ran dogs Saturday morning. And when the dogs get on a bear, they just like they go, right?
Yeah.
Like they're running after it and they're running their hearts out. And so we were we turned them loose in the morning and they were doing their thing and it's like noon and then we got a picture on a camera and we're like, oh, let's like there's a bear there. Like that's a good bear. And they had a rule of no sows. So we treed a couple that first week and Saturday morning, but they were sows or they weren't like big enough. And I'm like, I'm not gonna shoot a bear cub. Like it's gotta
Right.
be like a respectable bear. Like I waited 13 years for this freaking
Yeah.
and so we are like, you know what? The dogs are gassed. Like I think Saturday morning until like noon, because you have like GPS trackers on them, so you can make sure like they don't cross the highway and you know where they are and all those kinds of things. They ran like 20 some miles, like over a marathon, and I was like, these dogs are gassed. And Jimmy's like, well, do you want to like go sit? And I was like, yeah, why don't we? Like, we brought our platforms so that we could go and do that. So we shimmy up a tree and we were sitting not even 45 minutes, I think it was. And we had six bears come in. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I haven't seen like one bear in the woods other than the few that we treed, let alone six. And like, they're just so quiet and they just appear. And it's like, oh my gosh. And yeah, so we were sitting and I pulled back and I shot it. And yeah, I thought I was gonna puke afterwards. And so that was Saturday night. And then went home Sunday morning because obviously Saturday was like a late night because we were hooting and hollering and celebrating and all of that. And then Sunday had to be home for a Packer party for my work. And then Monday went to work, super late day. Ended up like leaving at like 5:30, 5:30. Yeah. So I got home about like 10 to 6 or whatever. And Jimmy was like, hey, let's go shoot a doe. I have to go to Canada like later this week and I want to sit with you before just because I want to sit with you. And I was like, we haven't been home for the last like week and a half basically and then this weekend and like we have so much laundry to do and he was like just call your grandpa because I have permission to hunt out there and he's like 10 minutes down the road from us and he's like well just go shoot a doe like let's just go sit what could go wrong well that night we were sitting not even like 15 minutes and I shot my big buck so I was tagged out within like 48 hours my buck and my bear. I was like, what a freaking fall. So,
Also,
yeah,
thank God you listened to Jimmy. Like,
yeah, I know. So, what got me was because we like were bickering on the phone. I got home and he was folding laundry because he had been working from home and like obviously he threw a load in and then he did it. And so I get home and he was just like folding like just like nonchalantly and I was like, "Well, are we gonna go or what?" Because I can't say no to you now. Like you're helping with, and he usually helps with laundry, but it was just like it's a stressor to me. Like if I know I've got six loads of laundry or whatever it is to like fold it and put it away. And he was doing it, and he was like, "Okay, awesome, let's go." And he like threw the sack up in the air, and we like ran out the door. So
oh my gosh, how fun. You'll have that memory forever.
yeah, it was. He's very good at that because he did the same. It was like the first cold front in September, like this past September, and he was like, "We need to go sit tomorrow," and I was like, I made up some excuse because I was like, "Oh, I gotta like do work or something," and he was like, "No, we're gonna go sit," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And then I shot at a doe, she ducked me. Buck came in, I shot him. Doe came back out, and then Jimmy shot her. So it's like he definitely knows his stuff, and I should just like stop questioning my husband because I should just, and he'll get a kick out of that I'm admitting that because he knows his shit. So here we are.
They all do. It's really not fair.
Oh,
It's not fair. My husband's the same way. He'll tell me something. I'll be like, think I'm gonna do the opposite. And then I really should have done what he just said. So
fine.
dumb. What was I gonna say? Oh, bear. So I shot a really nice bear, in, 2014.
Okay.
What? Oh my God, it's been so long.
Sometimes I
That's
can't
so
do
sad. But you're right. It does. It takes so long. So that was a Wisconsin bear. It takes so long to get a tag. I want to say it took me 7 or 8 years. I can't remember. But regardless, shot that out of a stand and then out of a tree stand. And then I tried again. I drew another tag 6 years later, I think it was.
Okay.
um only a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and didn't end up getting anything or like seeing anything. We saw mom and her cubs, but obviously not taking her. And then my next time I draw, I want to no, wow, want to run dogs too because I've my uncle does it. He's like
Cool.
huge into it. Yeah, huge into it. And he's got like 20 baits up in northern Wisconsin and he just like
Okay.
he's so serious about it. So that's my goal is to shoot one with dogs next time.
It is so cool. And I can appreciate, obviously, we have two labs, but I can appreciate a working dog. And to like watch those hounds run was unreal. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It made me a little nervous because obviously they're just like chasing bears and like running them. And we had a couple close calls where they tried like almost crossing like a big highway. And it's like,
Yeah,
ugh, but they're tools, right? They're not pets. I mean, they are,
right.
but they're not. So, but it's cool. You'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah. Super pumped. It's just so fun. It's just such a different way to do it. And then it's like when the guy who's running the dogs can see on his tracker that they treed the bear, and then you all just like run into the woods to like go see it. It's just like, okay, what is it? Like, is it a big one? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is. It's unreal, and in like the best possible way. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah, it's gonna
Cool.
be a different kind of adrenaline rush.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, okay, let's talk about your adventures with Jimmy. Well, actually, first let's talk about how you guys met.
A classic high school sweetheart story. My buddies or my girlfriends were dating his buddies. He was traveling for work. They texted him and they were like, "Hey, we found the perfect girl for you." And so we talked on and off a couple times and where we would go in spurts of talking and then something would happen and this, that, and the other kind of thing. Just like typical boy. Like he wasn't ready. It's like you weren't 18 yet. Like I didn't want to get
Right.
in trouble. And so finally, after my 18th birthday, my senior year, we got thrown into a group chat for gun hunting where his buddy was like, "Hey, good luck, everyone." And then he was like, "Thanks, you too. Like, hopes I want to see pictures of someone like shoot something big." And so we started talking on the side, and the rest is history. Like
Oh,
he showed up in my house and was like, "Hey, we're gonna go out, and like you're gonna come out with me and my buddy Jordan." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And he's like, "Yeah, you are." And my mom's like, "Yes, you are. Go with." And so we went to Culver's, I think it was, and he bought me like custard, and like from then on, like we've been inseparable. So here we are, 10. It'll be 11 years in November,
the most Wisconsin love ever.
right?
Custarded Culvers, over
Yep,
hunting, like
yep,
all the things.
yep.
Oh, I freaking love it. Fun. Okay, so I know what it's like sharing my passions with my significant other. How do you feel about sharing your same passions with Jimmy?
I love it. I think it's funny when we're both like, "Oh, it's fine. Like, we don't need to like cut the grass, or we don't need to like we can wait one more day on like laundry." And then it's like you go and you hunt or you fish, and then it's like, "Oh, yikes. One of us probably should have threw a load in because we're out of socks," kind of thing. So it's good. I think it's funny when we're out with his buddies because not necessarily all of his buddies that he fishes or hunts with regularly, like their wives do it. So they're just like, "Oh, you're like kind of a different breed." And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, teaches their own, right? Like, I don't want to go sit in crochet class,
Right.
but that's just me. I'd rather
It's
be outside." So,
yeah, it's the way we grew up. Like
yeah.
there's nothing I'd rather be doing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny because like growing up, my dad would always clean fish in the house, and like my mom's rule was you just have to bleach everything down, like when you're done with it. Like I don't want to see any scales. It's
Yeah.
just like, hey, and so my dad would do it, and it's just like part of the process. And I'll never forget we were living in Nebraska in the camper, and the bugs were super bad because him and his coworker had gotten home really late, like after dark. And I was like, "Oh, just come in the camper and like clean fish in here. It's fine." And they were like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, we just bleached it all down." He's like, "Oh my God, can you talk to my wife?" And I was like, "I mean, I guess that's fine." She's like, "I have to clean fish outside. Like, I'm not allowed to clean fish in the house." And I was like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you, but just wipe it all down when you're done. That's fine with me." And he was like, "Oh my gosh." So
Jimmy's
it's
just
just,
a lucky man.
He just really is. And I tell him that all the time.
Yeah, you make sure he knows that.
He does. He does. He's very good to me. So,
Ugh, I love it. You earlier talked, did you say walleyes were your favorite fish to catch?
yeah.
Talk to us more about why and tell us, teach us something. Teach us something that you've learned along the way.
Oh, geez. Well, you need a lot of patience, and the walleyes usually bite when you probably don't want to be out. Like you can't, you can, I say you can't, like jokingly, go catch a walleye when it's sunny and 75. Like walleyes love crummy weather, and I have grown to appreciate like the grind it takes to catch them, especially in the spring. Like there were plenty of times that we were out in the boat in like ice suits and there were we probably shouldn't have been out, but there were waves crashing and then like the spray is like coating you in ice and it's just I don't know, it's you just there's something so fun about just pulling up a good chunky 20 plus inch walleye. Like I just it never gets old and I don't know why because it should with how many I've caught we've caught, and it's just I don't know. We went to Canada this year and caught greenbacks, and that was unreal. And it's just another type of walleye, but I don't know. I just something about it. Like my all-time favorite bite is a rip and wrap. I don't know if you've ever thrown those, but like they got like little balls inside of them, so you cast them out, like literally launch them as far as you can. You wait for them to hit bottom, and you pick it up, and you can like feel the bait rattle as it comes up, and then walleyes will just like smoke it. And it's like there's nothing cooler.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've obviously caught muskies.
I have only, I'm gonna show my hand here. I've only caught one muskie, and
One?
it was because one muskie, and it's not been casting. We were trolling, and I reeled it in, and it was we were actually with Jay and Sarah, and it was Christmas Eve,
Oh.
and we were walleye fishing, and we were trolling, and yeah, caught it trolling, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But and I've been there when Jimmy's caught them. I'm a really good net girl, but I have not been able to seal the deal yet casting. I've gotten hooks in a couple, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So
So when Jimmy's like on like a rampage to go catch a muskie, are you always throwing two or are you like,
yeah,
I'm gonna walleye fish?
no, I'm throwing,
Okay.
trying to trying to understand why he's so addicted to
Yeah.
it and like what that rush is that like everybody talks about. And they're like, oh, when you catch one, you'll get it. And it's like I hope so because I have definitely put in my fair share of time and not like you're supposed to get these after like what is it, 10,000 casts? 1,000
Yeah.
10,000 casts?
10,000.
Yeah, I am well over that. And I jokingly am like 9,999, 10,000, and it still doesn't work. But I have faith it'll happen. Like I said, walleyes have my heart and I'll probably get some grief for that, but it's fine.
No.
Eventually it'll happen.
I
So
think I think everyone is different and I enjoy musky fishing. I really do. We spend a whole week in Canada every single year doing it. We spend a lot of weekends in the summer doing it too. And I can't say that I've caught a whole bunch. I don't even know how many I've caught, but I've caught them. But I'm still not as addicted as my husband is. Kyle's obviously a die hard, but like,
yeah.
it's funny because I'll never understand that. Even, I mean, I caught a 47-inch muskie. Like, that's a big, nice muskie. I don't know. I just don't know if I'll ever have that Kyle literally doesn't sleep. Like he will go out there and he will fish overnight. And I'm like, here's the thing. I love bow hunting so much that I
Yeah.
would probably do that for bow hunting. So I do get it, but it's
Yeah.
just like it's not
It's it
my
doesn't
thing.
fill your cup like that. I
Yeah,
get
right, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Jimmy should go and then you and I can go sit in a tree.
Yeah, I love that.
Fish or literally whatever.
No, literally love that idea. So you love walleye fishing. You're pretty smart with most of it. How did you learn everything that you know about walleye fishing?
My dad and
You
Jimmy.
did. Okay. So just
So
being around it.
yeah, just like literally living and breathing it. In the summer, we would troll growing up. There wasn't a whole lot of casting other than like maybe leeches and cane beds. And like other than that, my dad, like we strictly trolled, is what they call it, or he calls it farming. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go farm for some dinner," and it's like, okay, whatever. And so he would. pack us up. Mom would drive the boat, and then Dad would help us put out planer boards and baits and reel in fish, and it was a grand old time. And then obviously when Jimmy and I got together, we he started teaching me like casting and all of that. And so yeah. Did that answer your question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it did. It did. And as you like evolved with the fishing, like with bait wise, how do you know when to use what bait? Is Jimmy still helping you like guide you?
I mean, I still ask lots of questions. I'm the queen of why because I want to know like the why behind everything we do, and I have learned that there's a time and a place to ask why. But yeah, for the most part, and I feel like he would probably agree with that. I know when we're throwing rippin' wraps and when we're doing leeches and when we're trolling and oh we're gonna shiver minnow and oh let's do X, Y, and Z like a jig in a plastic and
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Just a lifetime of knowledge that is slowly built up over the years.
Okay, tell me how you know when to use like plastics versus a leech versus minnow.
Yeah, so it's all like season based.
Okay.
So the summertime are great for leeches on the cane beds. Spring is great for rip and wraps up on the bay. Uh, you can basically troll year round. So it's kind of dependent on the weather and like minnows are good for the spring too, but you can still throw them in the summer or like jig them in the summer,
Hmm.
but not many people do. So
What do you
just
use
kind
to troll?
crankbaits.
Okay, okay, so they're just smaller than that same thing for musky fishing, so they're just smaller.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a fly.
Got it. What tip would you give a girl on how to be a better fisherman or fisherwoman, I should say? Things that have
Oh,
helped you along your journey.
just go out and be willing to learn. Like, don't go out there and act like you know everything because if you're just getting into it, you don't. Like, ignorance is bliss, is what they say. So just go, and the more you go, the more you can like soak up and just learn it all.
Yeah.
And it also really helps having other females in your corner that are into what like you are hobby wise because then you can relate on that level like with them. Like some of my best friends I have met through fishing and like loving the outdoors and
Yeah.
it's way more fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I think starting this podcast was the best thing I could have ever done because for myself at least, as much as I like love that it's something that includes everyone and is showcasing all of you amazing women, I feel like I have built friendships from this that I wouldn't have built otherwise. And
For sure.
it's yeah, like you said, just go do it.
Yeah. Just you can't grow where you're comfortable. I say that all the time and so just like take the leap and freaking do it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? You don't like it? Okay. Check that box.
Right. Right. You don't like it, or, don't be afraid either. Like the people that we're looking at, like you've messed up, I've messed up. Like all these, all these people that you see at the top, they all took a long time to get there. Yeah.
You see this highlight reel and you don't see all of the hard work that goes behind that.
Right. Exactly. Well, with that, you have partnered with a lot of really cool companies.
Yeah.
Some that I know of are Onyx, Shields, Illumacraft. Tell me more.
I guess what do you want to know? I'm not
Yeah.
with Craft. We just love our
Oh,
Illumacraft. Just
okay,
want to
okay.
set the record straight on that one. They have definitely like shared some of our stuff, which is really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, what do you want to know, I guess?
Yeah, yeah. Just tell us about those collaborations. Like what is that what does it look like on your end being a collaborating with them, I guess?
Yeah, so I guess they're all a little different in like deliverables and what they want to see. The brands that I do work with are really freaking good at being like, we want you to like be real, be authentic, be you. Like if you don't love something, don't push it, which is freaking amazing. Because I'm not gonna post about something if I don't love it, and
Yeah.
because that's not me, that's not who I am. So it's just been very organically I don't want to say slow, but natural with how my relationships have evolved over the last couple of years and opportunities kind of just present themselves and it's like, yeah, let's try that. Like let's see what happens. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
yeah,
important that you can just be yourself.
for sure.
Yeah. Um, What made you, next kind of question that ties into it, what made you say yes to those couple companies?
Well, I love what they do and what they stand for. So like Lakewood, we have a couple of their cases. Freaking love them. I'm a sucker for anything that's like built and made in the USA.
Hmm.
So shout out to them for that. Shields I grew up going to because I'm in the Appleton, or I was grew up in Neenah, so like Appleton's a neighboring city.
Yeah.
So we would go there for all of our sporting needs. And what was the other one? Onyx. Jimmy and I use Onyx Hunt. And so when that conversation kind of got started with them being like, hey, we love that like the content that you do, the fact that you're real and like authentic about it, and we think you are just freaking great. Do you guys want to partner? And it's like, absolutely. Like, one, thank you for like considering us because we are very much like we're a minnow in a big pond, small
Yeah.
fish, big kind of thing. Like, and just to be recognized for being real, especially with like online and how like much of a highlight reel and how fake some people can be. And like, it's just one of those things that I was like, that's really cool to hear that like you're recognizing us and like that we're true to our roots kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I
yeah.
love that. Okay, with that, you have to be creative. So tell us how you use your creative like mind.
Ooh, I feel like my marketing brain never shuts off because
Yeah.
it's always on for work. So it's one of those things where like when I'm like doom scrolling, I'm never really doom scrolling. It's like, oh, that's a really like cool trend or a cool idea. Like how can I make that myself? Like or you get these like prompts that you have to do or deliverables you have to do with some of the brands and they're like, "Hey, we want to see a UGC reels or user generated content reel that we can use for advertising. Like, here's like use this." And they're like, here's some ideas and just like make it fit you. And so you just kind of I guess you just kind of wing it. And if it works, awesome. If not, like you're back to the drawing board and it's just kind of one of those things that you it just never stops, if that makes sense. Like I have a note in my phone that like as I think of stuff on like my drive to work or like if I'm in the kitchen making dinner or in a tree stand or on the boat or whatever, it's like, oh, I could do that. Like let me put that like write that down for next time kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that answer. I think that's a really smart idea is just to have this running note of like when things come into your head because I feel like I'm the same way. I'm constantly thinking about like, oh, like something will happen and I'll be like, that would be funny. Like I should, like talk about that or make a
Yeah.
reel, like you said, like or whatever. I think that's really smart.
Thank you. I love
Yeah.
that you love to do that because if you look at my desk at work, it is, I don't want to say it's riddled, but there are sticky notes galore of like if I don't write it down, I don't do it. So it's like, oh, if I write this down or write this idea down, it's like it's here and it's there, and then I can take it and compile it into a list and kind of work from there, which is nice because then you can kind of organize your thoughts because I'm very much a visual person
Yeah.
on
So am
that.
I.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Same. What's up for or what's next for you and Jimmy? What are you guys doing in 2025?
that's a great question. Um, so we already did Canada, which was awesome for ice fishing. I would love to get back up there for like open water. He gets to go for work. I'm not sure if I'll make it up there, but we've got, well, canning season is like right around the corner because our garden is like exploding. We have our new house that we have to unpack. Bow hunting, obviously. Jimmy wants to really hit muskies when water temps start to cool down. And he loves like fall fishing where he can sit in the stand, go fish midday, and then go back to the stand. And I think it's great because it's a whole day outside. Like I love it.
Yeah.
Uh, but other than that, like I don't think we have any major trips planned, which is nice, but it's also like, my wheels are turning of like what can we do? Where can we go? So,
Yeah. Are you and Jimmy both working like in outdoor, like the outdoor industry, like for your real, like your actual nine to
oh
five?
no, no. So I work for a trucking company that also owns a grocery store and a sand mine plant and a transloading company um that like takes products from rail to truck and truck to rail, which is like very wide spectrum, and he's an electrician by trade, and he's now in electrical sales. He's just not in the field. So it is like very like this is our passion and this is our day job. And we joke that like you can sleep when you're dead, but I'm a better person when I get a couple hours of sleep.
Same. Yeah, no, okay. Love that. I didn't know what you really honestly did, so that's
Yeah, I'm yeah,
also like so random. I would have never guessed that.
super freaking random. I also try to like keep like work is work and home and
Yeah.
hobby are like separate. So I don't post a bunch on like my public facing stuff of like, oh, I did this for work and I did that for work kind of thing. Cause it's like, no, it's okay. Like it's okay to have separation of church and state. So
Yeah, absolutely. For sure you want to keep that separate. You'll mentally more stable.
for sure. And there was a stint there where I was like, no, I want to work in the outdoor industry. Like I love it. And I still do. And I think eventually like that dream job will roll around. But I'm also very content in where I'm at and what I'm doing and using my degree that I worked my butt off to get. So
Yeah,
yeah, we'll
for
just see
sure.
where the wind takes us.
Yeah. Okay. Some rapid fire fun questions. What is one piece of fishing gear that you cannot live without?
Oh, that's tough. Can I say snacks?
Oh,
Because I'm the queen of packing snacks because you never know like if you're gonna be hungry or somebody else that you're with is gonna be hungry and just it's never fun when someone's hungry. So I always pack snacks. As dumb as that sounds.
I think every woman is the same.
Yeah.
Because I feel
Yeah.
like I've asked questions like this in the past, or like, what's something that's always in your backpack? Or like, what's, and they're like, snacks. I'm like, yeah, same.
Yep. Always. Like I have learned that Uncrustables are a great summer boat snack because they're frozen, right? And then you bring them and you throw them in the cooler, and by the time you're hungry, or you're like, I could use a snack. They're thawed out, so you can eat them right away. And then you don't have like it's a no-brainer. It's super easy and it's not messy.
Brilliant. Also, I
Yeah,
just feel like I'm salivating thinking of eating an Uncrustable right now.
right? Thanks, Costco.
Yeah,
We get the
yum.
big like 18 pack for like I think it's like 20 bucks or whatever. And I'm like, that's still cheaper than like stopping at the Quick Trip and
Yeah.
picking up sandwiches here and snacks or chips and stuff there. So
For sure. Um, fish or hunt, one for the rest of your life. I
ah,
know it's not a fair question.
that is not a fair question. Can oh yikes. I ooh, I really enjoy my time in the stand, but I thoroughly hands down love ice fishing.
Yeah.
Like with my freaking soul. Like it there I don't know, it's just so much fun and you can have so many people out there doing it with you. Like it's not like if you want to get your friends together, like, oh, everyone's got to be in like a boat and this and that. Like no, it's you can be out there, you can run, you can gun, you can do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walleyes got my heart. As much as I love whitetail and hunting like with the dogs and all of that, walleyes have my heart.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Um, I think I know this answer, but are you a coffee, tea, or energy drink girly?
Oh, yikes. Well, lately it's been an energy drink girly. I am a sucker for the white peach Red Bull. Like, I don't know what they put in that. It is like freaking crack. It is, and they're so hard to find around here that so when I do find them, I buy them all. Like, I walked out of Quick Trip the other day and I had like five of them. And just like, what is wrong with you? I was like, well, I have one for every day of the week. And he's like, we have stuff at home. But I think because it's a summer edition, like they
Yeah.
create the supply and demand. So I know eventually they're going to be gone. So I'm just going to get them while I can. Um, but other than that, I'm definitely an iced coffee kind of girl.
I cannot do iced coffee. I don't know
Oh,
if it's because it waters it down, but like I do not want ice in my coffee.
but you're not drinking it fast enough then.
Okay, that's true. I am the annoying friend who holds on to a drink for 12 hours. Same
Oh,
drink 12 hours.
I am the crazy crackhead friend that like will slam it within 15 minutes of getting it. Like if we go out for coffee, that sucker's gone. Maybe half.
Oh,
Yeah, it's bad.
if I did that, Dory, you wouldn't be able to find me. I'd be off my rocker. Like if I drink caffeine that fast, you'd be like, okay, Victoria, you're unwell.
You're unwell.
Yeah, I cannot. And yeah, this is with every drink, water, coffee, alcohol, anything, anything. I am such a slow drinker. I'm never thirsty. I am never thirsty. I'm chronically dehydrated, I'm sure, but I
Oh no,
am never thirsty. Like
really?
I've ran half marathons without drinking water during the the race and without being thirsty at the end. Like it is unbelievable. I Are those camels? Is that what doesn't need water?
Yes. Are you secretly a camel?
I
Because, or like, were you one in a past life? Because I
maybe.
ran halves and like, I don't really drink water during just because I don't like the feeling of it like sloshing in my belly.
Yeah.
But after, I'm like definitely pounding some water and some Gatorade.
I'm insane. I don't know.
Props to you.
No.
I am like a beverage goblin. Like, I will have three beverages at my desk at work. Like, I'll have a fun drink, a hydrate, and a caffeine,
Yeah.
like at all times.
I'm at
But
the
I
point now in life where like I force myself, like Victoria, the reason you can't think straight is because you don't have any water. Like
yes,
you need to drink
because you're
water.
literally withering away. Please drink some water.
Tell us a hidden talent you have that no one knows about. Or that
Oh,
maybe some people know about, but like we don't know about.
I can literally talk to anybody. I
I
mean,
believe that.
that's probably pretty obvious. My husband, yeah, Jimmy jokes that I'm a certified yapper. I was telling him, I was like, yeah, my ear is plugged, and like when I itch it lately, because my allergies are bad, and which I should eat some honey because Lord knows I have enough of that.
Yeah.
But I was like itching it, and then I got like a little like dizzy spell, and he's like, maybe it's because you just don't shut up. And I was like, that could be it.
Wait,
That
I love Jimmy. That's hilarious. Sometimes I call Kyle in the room to tell him something, and I'm just like standing there waiting for a reaction, and he's like, "What do you want me to say to that?" And I'm like, "I just needed to tell someone. Can you just
could,
like say something?"
yes. Okay, well, yeah, I do the same thing to Jimmy, and it got to the point where I would like call him after work and just talk, 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 and he was like, I love you, but you are wired different than I am, and I need like 20 minutes to decompress before you come home and talk my ear off. And I'm like, okay, sorry.
Note to self, don't call him. Wait till he gets home.
Yes, exactly. So when you need to like tell somebody something, just call me because I'll probably equally be excited.
Deal. Deal.
Perfect, perfect.
Sold. Let's say you didn't have hunting or fishing in your life. What do you think you'd be like interested in? Is there anything outside of those two things that you do that, you kind of love?
I mean, if I'm not hunting or fishing, you can probably find me outside in some capacity. I am a beekeeper. I have a big garden. I'm now a chicken mom, chicken farmer. I don't know what you want to call it. So that's been fun. Or just like, I was a big reader growing up. Big, like big bookworm. Like would ride my bike to the library every day, get a few chapter books, ride home, finish them, and return them the next day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like I was a straight up nerd. Not that that's
That's
not that there's
so,
anything wrong with that, but and I still read, just not to that capacity because I'm too busy playing with animals, I guess.
yeah, doing everything else. Talk to us
Yeah.
about beekeeping. Why, when, how? Or did
So
you brought them with you then to your new house?
no, so my bees are at my grandpa's house down the road.
Okay.
He beekeeped commercially ish. Like he had some bigger like customers that he did that for 20 years. And when I was in high school or college, I was like, "Hey, teach me how to beekeep. Like that's so freaking cool. Like someone's got to like carry on like Jacob's honeybee farm." And he's like, "No. Like you don't have time for that. Like with your sports and all of that." I was like, "Come on, Gramps. Like just teach me." And so I harassed him for a solid couple years. And then once we moved home, I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy bees and we're gonna do this so you can teach me. And he was like, "Oh, fine, whatever." So it's kind of one of those things that I do with him still.
Aw.
We've got 3 hives this year. We had 5 last year, 4. So it's like hobby. It's not anything like super big scale, but I sell the honey to like friends and family. And yeah, what else do you want to know about
Yeah.
bees? Because I can talk about those all day.
Like, well, yeah, no, I just like, what's the process too? Tell us, like, because it's kind of something you have to do like all summer long, right? Like, it's like all year long
Yeah.
that you're dealing with the
So you
hives.
get the bees early spring, so you can either buy a package or a nook. And so a package is 3 pounds, which is about 10,000 bees. And so you get them and you put the queen in the hive and she gives off this pheromone and everybody follows her into the hive. And then they'll have to build out the comb. I'm giving you like very Cliff Note-y, so
Yeah,
stop
I love
me if
this.
you need more details. But so they build out the comb, queen starts laying. Bees have a very short life cycle. So the bees that I have, well, now are basically freeloading because won't they won't be big enough by the time stuff I pull honey in September to really contribute to the hive. They're just kind of taking away, and then it's really hard to winter bees, just with the cold and the
Yeah.
moisture that gets in the hives, and so they usually end up like dying off. I've had 2 hives now make it through winter, and then you get another cold snap, and it kills them off, and it's like, shoot,
No.
you got to buy more bees, but you have to buy them basically in January, so you don't know if your bees are still alive or dead or not. So it's like you're gambling on it. But yeah, so you kind of watch them, and so in a bee box, there's 10 frames. And my grandpa's rule of thumb is like 80%. So once they've filled out 8 of those 10 frames, you put another box on because you don't want to put too many boxes on because then they'll just like be all willy-nilly and just do whatever the heck they want. Like they definitely need structure and like, hey, you guys need to focus on these frames. And then you add another box and then you focus on those frames. And so the bottom 2 boxes are bigger than the top boxes, because they're called brood boxes. So that's where the queen lays all of her eggs. And then you put like this grate after 2 boxes and you put a little honey super on it, which is funny because I thought when my grandpa was explaining all of this that supers would be the bigger boxes and the brood boxes would be the smaller ones. And it's completely the other way around.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we pull honey in September, and so you kind of just monitor them through the summer and just make sure that nothing's too wonky. If you're not paying enough attention to them and they fill their boxes and they have nowhere to go, they will swarm. And so the queen will be like, "All right, peace. Like we don't have any room. We're moving out." And so she'll leave, and everybody else will follow. And at that point, you're SOL. So
Hmm.
you take we take the supers off in September, and so you'll take a hot knife and you'll cut all of the wax off of the comb because they'll coat it so that they can like keep the honey as like backup for the winter to eat. And then yeah, put the frames in an excluder and it spins it all out. So then the honey drips down and it filters through, and then you have jars ready to rock and roll and you're filling jars. I do a lot into buckets so that as I need jars, I can like fill them slowly because I don't want to sit there. Like last year, I had 25 gallons of honey. Like, I don't want to sit there with jars and do all of that because if the bees if they smell honey, they'll come and they'll clean it up. So
Mm.
like you have to be quick, otherwise, because they'll come and they'll wipe everything out. So we always like my grandpa jokes, like, oh, we gotta let the ladies like clean up the comb, like give it back to the bees, and they'll strip everything clean within a couple days of you putting the box back out there, and then you put them away for the winter. And so in the spring you do it all over again.
Yeah, so they eat the honey to survive too, right? Like in the winter, that's what they're living
Yeah.
off of. So do you leave a certain percentage in the box?
So I won't touch the bottom 2 boxes, like the brood boxes, and they'll fill that with honey too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. And then in the spring, so we'll save a couple frames so we can give it back to them in the spring because it's very hit or miss depending on like when your bees come in. Just depending on weather and all of that fun stuff. that you don't think about when you order bees. And then like it's Wisconsin, right? So you get like those freak snowstorms in
Yeah.
April, which then coat everything, and your bees are left like, okay, now what? Like, what do we eat? And so you can give them frames of honey, and they'll tap into that.
Oh,
So
I love that.
yeah,
I'm like so intrigued by bees. I actually was gonna buy some this year and Kyle's like, uh-uh, no, you don't need another thing. Like, what are you doing?
they're really not that bad. Like, yes, they're time consuming for. I feel like for that first year, they're really time consuming, but this year, um, has not been bad, and I've been doing it 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
And so after they build that base of like foundation and like the honeycomb, it's a breeze because they're spending their time filling the comb instead of building the comb.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's cool. It's fun. If you want to see it, come on over.
Yeah. And do you sell it to like anyone that's
Yeah.
interested?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where can they find you?
They can just message me, Dory with 2 eyes underscore sell on Facebook and Instagram, and it's $10 for a pint, $20 for a quart, and then shipping's usually about $10, and I have shipped honey literally all over the US to friends and family.
Ooh, you don't have a
Yeah.
website though?
No, no
Okay.
website. It's just kind of word of mouth, and because I don't ever want to like lose that, and I don't necessarily want to,
No, it's too much.
yeah, like
Too much
just
admin.
yeah, no, we're not about that. I'm here to be your friend and sell you honey and tell
Yep.
you all about bees and how good they are for allergies instead of just like be big corporate
Yeah.
on bees. I'm not about that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we love your honey. I'm shocked that we're not actually out of it yet, but we have one jar that we're still working on. So
ooh, that's good.
yeah. Yeah. I like it. I agree in the spring or in throughout the summer too, like our cottonwood trees have been just awful lately. Just it literally looks like it's snowing outside. Um,
Fun.
but it's super helpful to just take I don't know how much you take, but like a teaspoon of honey and
Yeah, a spoonful.
yeah.
We'll drizzle it over like bagels, with peanut butter or toast. I've throw it in smoothies. I've used it as like coffee sweetener. You got options.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, it's very what's the word? You can use it on anything.
Universal?
Thanks. Sure. That works. Okay, two more questions. Who
Okay,
is a big name that you would love to fish with?
literally anybody. Like
And
if you're willing to listen to me yap and fish and you want to go catch walleyes, like rock on, let's do it. I don't think I can pinpoint. Oh no, I think it'd be really freaking cool to fish with John Hoyer.
it's so funny. That's exactly who I was thinking that you would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you watch his social, he just cracks me up. Like he is so freaking funny. And I love watching Tour Level Gold.
Hmm.
And I was like, I feel like I would be friends with him. Like
Yeah.
in not a weird way. Just like we have the same kind of sense of humor.
Yeah.
So
He seems like such a good guy.
yeah, he does. He seems very genuine.
Okay, who takes longer to get ready, you or Jimmy?
Where are we going and what are we doing?
Oh, let's just say you're going out for dinner.
Going out for dinner? I feel like I do, but I also not in the sense of like, oh, I need to like do my hair and do my makeup and all
Mhm.
of that. It's a okay, I'm gonna make sure that like the dogs are watered, the dogs are fed, the chickens are good. Like, let me make my rounds and like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm also that like he could be like, hey, we're g gonna go be here and we're gonna meet so and so. Be ready in 5. And I'm like, gotcha, see you in 3, kind of thing. So
Yeah. Chickens, you did not
yeah,
have chickens before?
no, we went from no chickens and 2 dogs to 2 roosters, 10 laying hens, and 12 chicks and 2 dogs.
Oh my, oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jimmy was like, let's get chickens. Like, I want eggs. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So we went to Tractor Supply or Flea Farm and we got chicks. And then he was like, well, I really want eggs. And I was like, okay, let me try to find laying hens. And laying hens is a freaking chore, like to find them nowadays because eggs are so freaking expensive.
Yeah.
And everybody wants like 20 to $30 per bird.
Excuse me?
Yeah, for a hen that is laying. And like in hindsight, I get it, right? Because I've learned very quickly how like tedious chicks are, or they can be, because like
Yeah.
they're constantly like dumping their water over and pooping in their food and like you got to change like their bedding and like all of that. And it's like, oh, this is a lot more work than I remember it being in school when we had chickens. But
Mm.
yeah, so we found some birds, ironically off of Facebook, from some guy down the road, and so we bought the laying hens, and we are averaging like 10 eggs a day with
Oh,
10
that's
chickens.
awesome.
Yeah, like the first night we had them, he was like, "Oh, don't be shocked if they don't lay for like 2 to 3 weeks. Like that's normal. Like they're probably stressed out." That first night we got 13 eggs.
Oh, not so stressed.
I was like, oh, we must know what we're doing. And like, you guys must be pretty happy here because we've had them since Monday. And I think I have 4 dozen eggs sitting on my counter right now. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with these.
Okay,
Like, I'm
then
gonna have to start
you,
baking.
that's amazing. Well, and do you keep them on your counter?
Yep. And they're not washed. So they're good, but it's just like, who needs eggs? Because zucchini and eggs are just gonna blow up in my friends' cars at this point. So
Oh, that's so lucky. That's really lucky.
you just got ducks, didn't you?
We just got ducks. Yes,
Yeah.
they're 3 or 4 weeks old now.
Okay.
Um, yeah, they're so fun, but they are so messy. I had chickens. I've had 2 batches of chickens, and we have a fox problem.
Oh,
So the chickens lasted, my first round of chickens lasted, honestly, almost 3 years, I want to say, for sure 2 years. And then and then that next spring is when I wanted to get another batch of chicks. And then when I introduced them, um, that's when we started to have a fox problem. It was just stupid.
mm.
Like, and I'm not kidding you, we probably had like 7 fox in the like in our area. They were just
Oh my
like
gosh.
taking our chickens one by one. Fox are really smart, and so they would just like it would be the middle of the day too. We'd be out there, and then all of a sudden a fox would just come pluck a chicken, and I'm like, what? And
Dude,
I
what the heck?
our run isn't super big, so I wanted them to be free range, like I wanted them to be able to be out and about. And regardless, I wanted that regardless of the size of the run. And so now we couldn't do that anymore. So anyways, I ended up only having 2 left by the time all that happened, and like it was like a October deal. And my girlfriend was like, I'll just take them because I didn't want to heat a coop for the whole winter for 2 chickens. So got
Totally
rid of
makes
those. And then we ended up remodeling our house last year, so I did not need another thing on my plate at that point.
yeah.
So then this year, I'm like, well, I really miss having something in there, and like, I don't know, I didn't really want chickens again, I guess. I was like, my
Yeah,
dream is to have ducks. I think I need to get some ducks. And my girlfriend Caitlin actually she has call ducks, and she decided to incubate her own eggs. And
cool.
they ended up turning out really well. She actually did 2 batches this year. So I got her second batch, and there were 8 ducks, and it took them all.
Are you worried that like the fox is gonna come back for him, or have you not seen them around?
We haven't seen them in a while, and it's definitely died down. Like it's like they must have moved on a little bit. I've definitely seen them still on our game camera like in the last 6 months, but not like rarely.
Okay.
Um, my hope is that Kyle's gonna hear this and be like, please stop. But my hope is that we can actually add on to our run so that it can be bigger for them
Yeah,
out there. At least if we don't free range all the time, unless I'm out there with them, like at
yeah,
least they have more space.
that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I get
It's kind of in the shaded area, so I feel bad like not letting them get as much sun. I feel like it's kind of
yeah.
funny because my chickens weren't really that big, and it could have just been the batches, right, that like you get them. But my girlfriend down the road has chickens, and they're like, I'm not kidding, you know the chickens you see at the state fair that are like humongous, and you're like, how did you get that big? That is literally the size of my girlfriend Carrie's chickens, and mine were like little like midget chickens, like not cute fun ones. And I'm like, why didn't you grow? And I'm thinking maybe it's because they don't get as much sun over there. Like,
Maybe.
not that they're plants, but like, like
We're all kind of plants, right? You need sunlight, you need exercise, you need water.
right,
Like,
right.
yeah.
I feel like they just stunted their growth, I guess. So, anyways, we need to add on to the coop, and when we're gonna do that, I have no idea.
What's one more project? How hard can it be?
Oh, right, right. Oh my gosh. Well, Dory, thank you so much for coming on. It was so fun to get to know you a little better.
Ew. I feel like already knew you because of
Yeah.
social media and like us talking all the time, and this was just so much fun.
Yeah. 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 I know I've been meaning to get you on here, so I knew I had to just pull you in.
Love it. I
It was
appreciate
so
it.
fun.
It was a hoot and a half.
Yeah. 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 It was super fun. Um, Tell people where they can find you again, just to make sure that they got that.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Dory, Dorii_Sell, Sell.
Love it. Fun. Well, if you need any bee insight or honey or any walleye content, head over to Dory and say hi to her. Thanks for
Yep.
being here, Dory.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Oh,
Bye.
actually, I should say, catch you next time. Ready to trade the chaos for calm and rediscover your inner peace? Join me at Taylor & Co.'s Self-Care Adventure Retreat in the breathtaking paradise of Costa Rica, happening February 21st through the 28th in 2026. Imagine this. You wake up to the sound of the ocean, stretch into your morning yoga flow on a mountaintop deck with panoramic views, and spend your days exploring waterfalls, ziplining through the jungle, or simply unwinding in a saltwater infinity pool. This 7-day retreat at Anamea Resort, a world renowned wellness haven in one of Earth's 5 blue zones, is your invitation to slow down, recharge, and reconnect. You'll enjoy daily yoga and Centergy sessions, organic gourmet meals, spa treatments, and healing workshops, unforgettable adventures, and plenty of downtime to choose your own self care. Whether you're craving soul stirring exploration or peaceful restoration, this retreat is designed for every kind of self care journey. Plus, every guest receives a curated Taylor & Co. self-care bag packed with natural wellness goodies. Spots are limited and filling fast. Visit taylorandco.boutique to learn more and reserve your place in paradise.